Valve, like many other developers, have two main flagship series that they are associated with. For example, Nintendo has Super Mario Bros. And Legend of Zelda. Bethesda has The Elder Scrolls and Fallout. Valve has Half-Life and Counter-Strike, Half-Life and Team Fortress, Half-Life and Left 4 Dead, Half-Life and Dota, Half-Life and Portal, even though Dota 2 and CSGO are the most successful Valve games ever, are definitely the favorites of the company, with Half-Life being their first video game baby, and Portal being Half-Life's spiritual successor. That makes Valve Shell's grandpa. But like any good child, Portal and its sequel are chock full of details about its parent Half-Life. We know these two games are connected in one universe, but there are not a lot of videos that really break down all the connections. So, here are the bulk of the connections that I've found that connect Half-Life and Portal into one universe. Lots of stuff happened in 1998. Titanic won 11 Oscars, Google is founded, and Valve releases Half-Life. With the release of Half-Life, we are introduced to Black Mesa, the lab Gordon Freeman works for. 10 years later, even more stuff happened. Iron Man began the MCU, Obama was elected, and Valve released Portal. Portal introduced us to Aperture Science. In Portal, we learned that Aperture competes with one other major lab for military contracts. Can you guess who that is? If you guessed Stark Industries, then subscribe and get out. That competitor is Black Mesa. Sound familiar? Let's flash back to 10 years earlier, in 1998. Titanic won 11 Oscars. Google was founded, and I think I'm stuck in a time loop. Black Mesa was the lab in Half-Life, and the lab that competed and most likely won the military contracts. How do I know they won? I don't. But in Portal 2, we see a trophy that says number 2 Applied Science Company of the Year. Number 1 is implied to be, you guessed it, Stark Industries. No, that was a joke. If you liked the joke, please subscribe and get out. Number 1 was most likely Black Mesa. We also hear in an audio recording of J. Jonah Cave Johnson, that he hates Black Mesa for stealing his tech, so there's definitely some bad blood. Lots of stuff happened in 2007. I'm not gonna do this again, but in Half-Life 2, Episode 2, we get Aperture Science's first name drop in a Valve game. We learn about the Aperture Science lost freighter ship, the Borealis. The ship's coordinates will apparently lead Alyx Vance and Gordon Freeman to a way to defeat the Combine. We never find out how the ship can help, because not to spoil the ending, they don't make it to the Borealis in Episode 2. Lots of stuff happened in 2011. Yes, I'm gonna do this again this time. I turned 10. My favorite baseball team won the World Series, and Portal 2 gave us more info about the Borealis. We learned that the ship is from the 1970s and was a part of some time travel experiments. When we find the ship port for the Borealis in the Aperture Science building, it's empty, save for a few life preservers that clearly say Borealis. Since Half-Life 2 never got an Episode 3, at least we now know that the Borealis is really out there. Now I'm gonna talk spoilers for Half-Life Alyx, so jump down to the comments where I have timestamps and skip to there so you don't get it spoiled. The ending of Half-Life Alyx retcons the ending of Half-Life 2 Episode 2. G-Man shows Alyx the death of her father Eli, which is the ending of Half-Life 2 Episode 2, and manipulates Alyx into trading her freedom for his life. In the post-credit scene, we pick up at the ending of Episode 2. Eli is still alive, and he and Gordon Freeman must save Alyx. What's to say they won't use the ship they were literally about to go find? Well, if Valve does what Valve does, this is just going to be another cliffhanger we never find out the answer to. But I have pretty good hope that we'll either get Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3. And it might not even be VR, but it will tell us what happened to the Borealis. Lots of stuff happened in Portal. Chell did some stuff with a portal gun. She defeats GLaDOS, and GLaDOS name drops Black Mesa in her ending song.
Maybe you'll find someone else to help you. Maybe Black Mesa. That was a joke, haha, that chance. Anyway, this cake is great. It's so delicious and moist.
But that's more of an Easter egg. So here's a few more Easter eggs between the franchises that I really liked. Okay, so if chronologically, the earliest event involving the two companies is the invention of the Borealis, followed by the Black Mesa incident, then Portal, in between the end of that game and the beginning of Portal 2, the Combine take over. The Combine is defeated, and the Earth becomes an apocalypse, as GLaDOS says it's not looking good for Earth. The timelines of these universes fit very well together, and it's intriguing to find out what happened in the 100 plus years between Half-Life 2 and Portal 2. Valve could easily capitalize on many fans' wonders, and even connect more of these two series together. But before any of that, can we at least get Half-Life 3? So if Valve can connect two of their biggest series, what's to say that Nintendo couldn't connect Mario and Legend of Zelda? What?